Well, hello, welcome back to A Tale of Three Cabins. There's just so much to do in the springtime, spring and the fall. But right now we got so much going on. I am working on our chicken run right here, trying to block that off and put a new door up now that we know that it's permanently going to stay here by the shed. And we're blocking it off so we can start working on the garden and get that planted. So we got to put the tiller on the tractor. I'm still fishing timber out of the wood so we can split some firewood and clear that area out on the side of the pole barn, and we can start making a parking area over here for parking my trailer. I just came back from Southern Ohio for just a quick trip to cut the grass down there. But before I start tilling up the garden, I have the box blade on the tractor that I've had on for a little while, and I used it to smooth this area out before they put the concrete pad in. So before I take the box blade off and put the tiller on, I might as well dress up my driveway. Winter was a little rough on the driveway this year. Having a box blade has been great though. It really cuts down on the times that I need to reorder stone for the driveway. Why don't we get started on that, work on our driveway a little bit with the box blade, and I'll see you in a little bit. You know, my first couple years using this box blade, I would always leave the scarifiers all the way up, and I thought that would be sufficient, but it really does make a difference if you drop it down, especially the worse your driveway is, the more those scarifiers should be digging in and bringing up that old stone. I'm going to have a little bit of explaining to do here in a second, but basically the first rule in box blading is don't forget your box blade. Oops. So what I did here is the night before I thought that I would be tilling today, so I pulled up the handles on my quick connect on the hitch back here, thinking I was going to exchange the box blade for the tiller in the morning. Then I changed my mind, decided that I was going to use the box blade, but I never closed the handles this morning. Okay, back in business. Thought I'd share that with you. Nothing major happened, no issues, didn't do any damage to the box blade. It just kind of flew off when it hit a little bump. When I was considering buying a tractor, and I was considering it for about 20 years, this was the main reason why I thought I should get one. Now, before having the tractor and the box blade, I would probably order stone about every other year. If I was lucky, it might have been a 3-year period, but normally I'd have to order about 15 ton of stone. I've had the tractor for 4 years, and I think I ordered stone just before getting the tractor, and I haven't had to order any yet. And if I do, it would just be to patch certain areas and fill it in. So having the box blade is saving me from having to order stone more frequently, and I probably haven't paid for the tractor itself, but of course the tractor is so versatile and there's so many things that I've done with it, and this is just one of those things. When I'm making my U-turns, I take the tractor out of 4-wheel drive, and in this instance I forgot to put it back in. It just didn't have enough oomph unless I engaged the 4-wheel drive to keep going. In addition to lowering the scarifiers, you may want to angle the blade from one way to the other. Just have a little bit of pitch to it, and then keep the high end always in the center when you're coming down the driveway. And that'll help put a little bit of a crown in the center of your driveway. Pretty repetitious. You just keep going up and down the driveway, and even though after you make a few passes it looks pretty good and you've loosened up a lot of the materials, you really want to get the scarifiers in all the different areas of your driveway, especially those spots where you know you have puddles developing, low areas in your potholes. Starting to look really good here. If you notice at the end, of course, you're going to accumulate a lot of that stone, so you want to try to disperse it back into the center, or scoop it up with your bucket and put it in some of your low areas, or maybe put it off to the side to do a little patchwork after you get a couple rains to see just exactly how good a job you did or how not good of a job you did. And I find myself that if I need to do some fine smoothing out, little detail work, that it's a little bit easier for me just to use the front end loader than trying to do it with the box blade. I think the more I try to use the box blade to smooth out some detail work, the worse I make it. Now, whenever I do a little bit of work with the box blade, I usually get some comments about using a land plane and how good they are. And I have the box blade. The land plane, I'm sure it would do a good job also, but I just don't think it's a purchase. It'd be frivolous for me to buy a land plane unless I were to get one for free. But for now, the box blade's working for me. All right, that's going to do it for today. Came out pretty good, I think. Give me another year before I have to do it again. Don't be afraid to use those scarifiers. Drop them down as low as they can go. So I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoy and subscribe to these videos. Click on that little bell when you want to know when a new one is coming out, and keep an eye on us. Take care, everybody.